Hi, and welcome to This Is Your Time. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about health and diet and mindset. For those of you who are just tuning in who don't know who I am, my name is Donna Levy. I've been a registered nurse for 38 years, mostly in brain health, but I've done the whole body and wellness and mindset. And what's good for your brain is really good for your body too. So let's delve in a little bit to what I've been doing lately. I knew that the keto diet was really great for the brain and brain health. It was developed in the 1920s for unusual and really difficult to treat seizure disorders. And now we find that it has a huge amount of benefits. But, over the years, people have done what they call today dirty keto, which is just not healthy keto. And people lost weight and then they didn't lose weight. And there is a whole different bend on it today. So, what I'd like to talk to you about is doing healthy keto, and also our bodies are made for intermittent fasting. So you couple that together, and it is a magnificent duo to get us to a goal weight, a great goal weight. Healthy keto will make our bodies healthy, our brains healthy. And you can do different kinds of diets. I'm sure people didn't know that. You can do Mediterranean keto, you can do a vegan keto, you can do traditional keto, you can do insulin resistant keto, which that's what I do because I'm postmenopausal. And over the years of having all of these crazy diets and filling myself with, low fat items, things with sweet and low and equal and Splenda and all kinds of corn syrup and cornstarch additives and things in our food. We just grew up like that. I grew up on, TV dinners, Swanson TV dinners. That was a special treat for me. And as opposed to having all of these, home cooked meals, which, kids never want that. They want what they see on TV. And that's partly our problem. Plus, nowadays there is sugar in everything. My husband used to be on Atkins. Now he's following healthy keto. He went to the store, he bought a sausage. Sausage never had sugar in it before, it was zero. And now, guess what? I looked at the label and it had a high fructose corn syrup. Yep. And dextrose, which is another name for sugar. So I find that it's something like 85% of the foods in a grocery store have some sort of additive or sugar in it that we should not be ingesting. So, I have lost 31 pounds now. I have a couple more to go, and then I'm at goal. Um, I have 10 people that I'm coaching now just through doing some videos and posting on social media. And I'm hoping to help many more people do this. The beginning, it depends individually where you're at. I have someone who usually doesn't eat until, I have actually two people who don't eat until dinner time. So fasting is natural for their body. So they're going to be on the 20-hour fast with the 4-hour eating window. And we can start with that and start taking out the sugar out of their diet. Everyone is different. I have a couple diabetics that need to move very slowly. I have another woman who's really into nutrition, and she likes to move a little slower than me. Now, it's all different types and what you want to do, and that is okay. I am the person that I need to jolt my body. I started out with a 48-hour fast where you just, drink coffee and water and apple cider vinegar, and green tea. And that's all you have for 48 hours. And then you feed. But I don't look at calories. I have a guideline now with Carb Manager of how many carbs and how many proteins and how many fats I need to have. And actually, we have no nutritional requirement for carbs. Our body does not need any carbs to live. They will get its glycogen from our protein that we ingest. So we don't really need carbs at all. So if you think you need carbs, you don't. And our bodies naturally want to fast. Our bodies were made for hunting and gathering and then have periods of fast. So we feast and then fast, feast and then fast. And what that does to our body is we decrease our insulin releases from our pancreas, which our insulin is actually fat storing hormone. So every time we eat, we spike insulin and we will store all the nutrients, but we will not burn any fat at all. So that is the whole idea with the fasting, is to decrease the amount of time and the amount of times that we release insulin during our day. And so we call that the fasting period, when we're not, ingesting anything to create that response. And it works fast and it works great. And the Carb Manager will keep you on track. The other thing I use is a Keto Mojo meter. And what that does is it will monitor your glucose, but I use it more to monitor my ketones. I know that if I'm doing a 70-hour fast, or about a 70-hour fast, I'm going to be heavy into the ketones, like a 6 or 6.8. If I'm doing a 48-hour fast that second day, I'm going to be around 4 or 5. So that when I eat, I still stay in ketosis. I might be a 2 or a 3. So depending upon what I eat. And everybody is different because their gut biome is different. We get that from our mothers. We get that it changes over time with our diet. If you have antibiotics, if you have medications, it does change over time. So what spikes insulin, a release of insulin for me, might not spike that for you. So that would be fine for you on a keto diet. Why we are heavy fats is because the heavy fat part does not produce an insulin release. It has a very minor effect on our insulin. So fat is good. Protein has a little bit of a bump in insulin, and then carbs have a really sharp bump in insulin. So you want to stay as low carb as possible. But you can have vegetables. Some people do the net carb ratio, so you can have a little more. Usually a keto diet has about 20 to 30 grams of carbs. Let me see, 30 to 50 of your protein. Men would be a little higher, or if you're trying to bodybuild and be on it, you'd be a little higher. And then fat, at least 75 grams of fat, okay? And I mean, it's easy for me because I love fat. I could just eat mayonnaise like that, I know it sounds kind of gross, but that's just who I am. And there's anything, let me tell you, anything that you want to eat in general, you can make it keto. And that's what I found out. And my husband is thrilled because you can make desserts, you can make all fried chicken, you can make all kinds of yummy food and be satisfied on a lesser amount of food because your sugar levels aren't going up and down. When your sugar level goes up, you feel really great, you feel really happy, and then they plummet. And then because it activates dopamine response in your brain, and that is the addictive part of your brain too, that it's going to want you, like, I got to get more, I got to get more, I got to get more. That's why, the whole Lay's commercial, nobody can eat just one. It's true, and it's because you're having a physiological response to the carbohydrate. And they add sugar so that it increases that response and that addiction. And yes, we are addicted to our food because they took the fat out and they put sugar in. And sugar is much more addicting than cocaine. So, you know what people do for cocaine? Well, people do it for sugar. That's why they have to have it. And that is what it produces, inflammation in our body, and that's why we get disease. That's why we get wrinkles, because it wreaks havoc with our skin cells. That's why we get diabetes. That's why we get obesity. That's why we get heart disease and high cholesterol. That's why, people have strokes. That's why we get dementia. Dementia is diabetes type 3 now. All of these things can be turned back or even prevented, maybe, in a person's lifetime, just if we intermittent fasted. And that doesn't cost anything, it costs nothing. People can just start intermittent fasting, and there's so many benefits to it. Our body rejuvenates itself, it creates stem cells if you do it long enough. It's got autophagy, it increases your HGH, which is the anti-aging hormone, and rebuilds your muscle. So guys, this is amazing. It most of this is new within the past like 5 years. Yeah. So just you can take a look at my Facebook page, a nurse's take on health today. And you can also look at smashing insulin resistance after 40, but you don't have to be after 40 to have it. So if you have heavy weight around your middle and you've had a lifetime of sugar, fast food, and all kinds of additives, including all of those sugar substitutes, it's a good chance that you are insulin resistant. So just get into that page, get into that group, and just check it out. I mean, this could really save you from many, many years down the road of disease process. And actually, your brain will be much more healthier, and you will be much more happier. You'll have more energy, and you will have a happier life. I guarantee it. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope this has been helpful. I hope that you will be able to share this with people, and maybe even come into the page, ask questions. I answer questions. You can contact me through Messenger, and I will help you on this journey. I am so passionate about this. And, for 38 years, health and wellness have been my focus. And now that I'm postmenopausal, I have really hacked my body and found my real health and wellness to continue for the rest of my life. Remember, keto is a lifestyle. It is not a diet. So take care, and we'll see you again tomorrow on another This Is Your Time.